Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to our new lesson. So, in today's lesson, we will be exploring simplest surd form, or basically, we will be simplifying square roots, or we can say also simplifying radicals. Okay, but before we start with the lesson, please make sure that you write in the comments any questions you have. So whenever you have any doubts, please make sure that you write it down, type it in the comments. I will do my best to help you with that. Also, do not forget to subscribe the channel, like the video, so that you can see the rest from this chapter. Also, check the description box. You can find in the description box links to PDFs with lots of practice questions together with answer keys for you to study and to revise this lesson. All right. Now, simplest surd form. Let us talk a bit about square roots. What do we know so far? In the previous lesson we did this. If we have, for example, square root of 9, radical 9, we can say that square root of 9 is basically equal to 3. Now, why is that? Because we are looking for a number that multiplied by itself will give us 9. So 3 multiplied by 3 will give us 9. Or if we say, for example, square root of 225, we know that it's equal to, what multiplied by what will give us 225? 15 times 15. So it means 15 is the square root of 25. Another important thing, we said that if we have, let's say, square root of 0.36. Now, we do not get confused if we see 0 point. This is basically, you ask yourself, what number multiplied by what number will give us 36? 6 times 6 will give us 36. Okay, because we have 0.36, it will be 0.6. But there is another way to do this. If we have, for example, 0.36, how do we write that as a fraction? We copy 36 and we write 1. How many digits do we have after the point? 2 digits, so we put 2 zeros. All right. Let's answer this quickly. What is square root of 36? 6. What is square root of 100? 10. Oh, our answer is 6 over 10, which is basically equal to 0.6. So, if this way with decimal numbers is confusing to you, you can always write your decimal number as a fraction, and then we can solve it easily. Okay, let's try one more example. If we have, let's say, square root of 1.14. Or actually, let us make it 1.21 so that we have a nice number. 1.21. Okay, you can do it either using multiplication of decimal numbers, or you can say, how do I write 1.21 as a fraction? 121 over, we put 1, and then we say there are 2 decimal places, so 2 zeros. All right, 121 over 100. Excellent. What is square root of 121? We know that 11 times 11 is equal to 121. Okay, square root of 100. We know that 10 times 10 is equal to 100. Excellent, that's it, we have the answer. Or you can basically say 1.1. Excellent job. All right, so guys, if we have a question like this, what is square root of, let's say, 25 over 36? Then we know, square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 36 is 6. Done. We have the answer to that. So we know that if we have division, we can split the square root. So if it's radical A over B, that basically means radical A over radical B. All right. Now, the same thing we do with division, we can do with multiplication. Why is that important? Imagine I tell you, find square root of 20. Now you say, wait, but there is no square root of 20. It's not a whole number. Okay, that's right. But how do we call a number that we do not have a square root of, that is not a whole number? We call it a surd, right? Okay, what do we do? What do we do with surds then? You can simplify this. So we can simplify our surds. How do we simplify that? You ask, what are the two numbers that we can multiply that will give us 20 so that we know square root of one of them? You can say, I will get 20 by multiplying 10 by 2. Okay, but then ask yourself, do I know square root of 2? No. Do I know square root of 10? No. Oh, so this option is not good. You can say 20 is equal to 4 times 5. Okay, do I know square root of 5? No. But do I know square root of 4? Oh yeah, we know square root of 4. Excellent. This is the option that we want. So we say 20 is equal to 4 times 5. So square root of that. Now, if we have multiplication under the square root sign, you can simply separate them. So we can say square root of 4, and we can say multiplied by square root of 5. Okay? Do we know square root of 4? What did we say? What times what will give us 4? It's 2. Excellent. Do we know square root of 5? No, so it stays the same. Here it is. So square root of 20 is simplified to 2 radical 5. 2 square root of 5. Okay. Now let's try another example. Let's say square root of 1000. Okay, we try. Do I know square root of 1000? No. We call it a surd, right? Now we say, what are the two numbers we can multiply to get 100, 1000, so that we know square root of one of them? I gave you the answer already. You can multiply 100 multiplied by 10. Isn't 100 multiplied by 10 equal to 1000, right? Now we said we are allowed to split them. So this is square root of 100 multiplied by square root of 10. Now why did we do that? What is square root of 100? Excellent, it's 10. Square root of 10, do we know what square root of 10 is? No, so we keep it as square root of 10. So guys, square root of 1000 can be simplified to 10 square root of 10. So if you actually multiply 10 by square root of 10, you would get the same value as square root of 1000. Okay, shall we try more examples? What if we have, for example, square root of 200? Square root of 200. Okay, I'll give you a minute. Try to do this one by yourself in your copybooks. If you need more time, you can always pause the video and then solve it by yourself. All right, so let us try. Give me two numbers that we multiplied to get 200, so that you know square root of one of them. Excellent. You can multiply 100 by 2, right? Now we know square root of 100 and square root of 2. Almost done. What is square root of 100? Excellent. It's 10. Square root of 2, we don't know what that is, so we copy that. This is the final answer. Good. What if we have, for example, square root of 45 or square root of 275. Okay, let's do 45 first. Give me two numbers that multiplied will give me 45. Some students will try 15 and 3. Yeah, but do you know square root of 15? No. Do you know square root of 3? No, so it doesn't work, right? So 45 can be written as 9 times 5. Great. This is square root of 9 and square root of 5. Right? We know square root of 9 is equal to 3. So this is 3 radical 5. Done. Excellent job. Now 275. What is that? What is that? 275. If we try, for example, 25 multiplied by 11. 25 multiplied by 10 is 250 and 25 is 275, right? So 25 and 11. Great, let's split them. So this is square root of 25 multiplied by square root of 11. Good. What is square root of 25? 5. And square root of 11 remains square root of 11. So the final answer is 5 radical 11. Excellent job. We have two more examples only and we are done with today's lesson. So if we have, let's say, square root of, let me change it, square root of 140, and we have square root of 12 over 16. All right, what do we do with 140? What can we write this? Let me think. 10 by 14, but I don't know square root of 10. I don't know square root of 14. Then we have 20 multiplied by 7, but we don't know square root of 20. We don't know square root of 7. Okay, what is that? Give it a try. All right, so we can say, for example, 4 multiplied by 35. Okay, what's that equal to? Square root of 4, square root of 35. We know that square root of 4 is 2, so 2, and we copy square root of 35. Excellent. Okay, now the last one. Square root of 12 over square root of 16, right? That's why we said we split them. Okay, what is square root of 16? 4. What about square root of 12? What can we do with that? We don't know the answer to that, but we can split into square root of 4 and square root of 3, because 4 times 3 will give us 12. Okay, square root of 4 is 2, so 2 radical 3 over 4. One final step, you can simplify 2 and 4. So this will basically be square root of 3 over 2. All right. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this paper here, actually these questions over here, and then give it a try by yourself. Do not forget to subscribe the video, check the comments, write any questions you have, and then check the description box to find more practice questions with answer keys combined. That's it for today's lesson. In the next lesson, we will be talking about operations with radicals.